All right, Tom?
Diane will be leading the walk today, as Mike has had a few health problems. And as he can't do the walk himself, I thought it would be a good idea to film it, which I'm sure he will appreciate. Fine weather days lately have been a little scarce, but today is fine and sunny, a good day for walking. Whilst everybody talks about all manner of subjects, let's have a look at where we will be walking. After leaving Loddiswell village, our route takes us across fields and along pathways down into the Avon Valley and alongside the River Avon itself. Eventually we turn off the road at the disused Loddiswell rail station, continuing along the old rail track. On reaching Topsham Bridge, we'll then do a loop and come back to the bridge for lunch. We then return along the same pathway until we change over river banks and continue along to a point opposite Woodley before turning and heading back to Loddiswell, a distance of approximately 9 miles. Not a bad number of people, 18 in all, and keen to get on with it.
Oh no, not with the group. No, just with our friends. Style?
Yeah.
Stiles are a bit of a pain and tend to slow things up a little, especially with 18 people to get over them. But there's plenty of time and nobody seems to mind.
It is, Mike.
The views are great, and here we can see the estuary below Abbot and Gifford.
Without the vessel, they've all. There's none of them who've got the display rights.
Anyway, yesterday.
Some lanes have almost been washed away by the recent bad weather. Care with your footing is called for. I'm not all that keen on road walking, but sometimes it's difficult to avoid, as in the case here. Again, the weather has left its mark with some flooding on the road, which has driven us up onto the bank in places to get past. The road walking doesn't last long, and soon we turn off and cut across the fields to once again join up with the river.
Primroses?
This time of year is a time for spring flowers, and I'm sure we'll see many types today. The daffodils are almost over, but there are plenty of primroses, celandine, wood anemones, and many others. Sometimes they are not all that easy to see. As always with walking, the sun is the icing on the cake. Thankfully, today's weather is brilliant. Here, if you look closely, there are two black beetles who are responding to their natural urges. I don't know what Diane is saying to this horse, but he or she is listening very intently to every word she says.
It's an unfortunate thing, but we can't get into this field. There's no right of way through it and no access at the other end, so a little bit of road walking is now called for. There's our intrepid walkers. Avon Mill. It looks like it's time for a break, a coffee break. Looking back down the Avon and looking the other way in the direction we're walking. A little cluttered view of the bridge.
I know you don't very often go in for coffee, but in there it's lovely. It's a lovely little restaurant.
A bit more road walking.
We have already seen some of the bridges on this walk, and there are many more to follow. Many are constructed of brick, and some like this one are part brick and part stone. The work that went into them is quite astonishing. Skills of a bygone era.
Trees. Now I'm going to leave the road at Loddiswell station. Follow the river.
This particular station was opened in December 1893 and was part of the Great Western Railway, the Brent to Kingsbridge branch railway.
Slightly muddy area.
It followed the scenic Avon Valley for 12.3 miles into Kingsbridge, with intermediate stations at Avonwick, Garrett Bridge and Loddiswell. The line crossed the River Avon 10 times, and we will see some of the bridges on our walk.
All the time we're walking by the Avon. Oh, it's difficult to see sometimes from the old railway track.
And because it hugged the narrow Avon Valley, there is barely a straight length of track on the whole branch line, with the 3 intermediate stations and the terminus at Kingsbridge all built on a curve.
See what damage the trees have
It closed in September 1963, and the station is now a private dwelling.
It's ironic, but we'll be walking on the other side of the river this afternoon, going past that stile. Morning. Numerous paths. One going a lot higher than what we are travelling. And then one down below us. With the flooding.
Here is one of the railway bridges I talked about earlier. I find them quite fascinating. The attention to detail in their construction is quite something else. In the sunshine, with all the various wildflowers present, it creates a very tranquil scene, and it is good just to look and appreciate our surroundings. Walking along the river when it's like this almost brings a lump to your throat. Yet another tree down across the river.
Been there for quite a while by the looks of things.
Another rail bridge. On our return journey, this is where we will cross over to the opposite bank.
The architecture on these bridges is fantastic.
On the map of the area, each of the rail bridges doesn't seem to have any name or even number. For us, it's a chance to let stragglers catch up and have a quick drink before continuing with the walk. We now leave the old rail track and walk along by the river, heading towards the halfway point in our journey, Topsham Bridge.
Going back out onto the road. Just coming up to Topsham Bridge.
Topsham Bridge is probably one of the prettiest parts of our walk, and we will be having lunch here in a short while. But before that, there is an additional loop to walk.
Do the loop, Di. It's only 1:45.
A few of us will be staying at the bridge until we return in about 30 minutes or so.
Selling vines. Beautiful. Wooden enemies.
There are lots of wild flowers here, but sometimes you just have to look for them. Looking towards the river, and a further rail bridge can be seen. Note the debris under the arches. The celandine flowers are a picture.
Okay, Mike.
We now move out into the open countryside, and shortly we'll walk up a steepish rise, which I know will give us some good views of the surrounding Avon Valley. This is the only real strenuous part of the walk.
Steep rise. Pretty spread out. Reach the top and back into the road again.
After another short distance of road walking, we turn off the road and head back through the woods towards Topsham Bridge. The route back through the woods is very muddy in parts, quite a lot of surface water, and in one place we had to divert through the adjoining scrub to bypass the problem.
Purslane. Back again to Topsham Bridge. Anyone like to say anything to Michael then? Now's your chance. Come on, Keithy, baby. I don't think you want to hear that. Nobody?
Yeah, we'll say something.
Good.
Hi, Mike, how are you today? We're missing you in the sunshine. I'll see you soon.
The sun.
It's good to see you last week.
We're here.
This is such an idyllic, pretty area, and it is very pleasant just sitting here on the bridge in the sun. But soon it's time to move and continue our walk. This area is known for its peacocks, and more often than not you can see them about.
If you look in the Garmin one, you can find out what to do about when the moon is in the half.
Yeah.
When you've got a half moon or a full moon, I'm not sure what the heck you want to know that for.
No, well, I suppose if you're a hunting, shooting, fishing person, or you're going out at night.
Right, there's a lot of things in like that.
Back at the bridge.
We now
again.
join our walkers back at the bridge, where we change riverbanks and continue along the opposite side of the river.
Tadpole.
Big bobber or whatever.
Coming to the second bridge now.
Our route now leaves the old rail track and continues along the riverbank once more.
This time we're going
The construction of this is something else.
It's now perhaps a good opportunity to mention the amount of fallen trees and river debris we've seen today. From this side of the river, it's far more apparent. Not so many years ago, the Environment Agency would have cleared all the debris that clogged up the rivers. But that doesn't seem to happen nowadays. What we have here could lead to the river being blocked and extensive flooding taking place, an issue which is uppermost in a lot of people's minds at present. The amount of debris is quite horrendous, and something needs to be done. It it's surprising how you forget about the rucksack on your back. I need to bend down further to avoid catching it.
Wow!
Not enough by the sound of things.
I took this on the other side.
Ah, right.
Well, the edge of the river has been built up with stones, big stones.
It's time to stop and have some refreshments. The sun is hotter than you think. Anyway, it's nice to relax for a short while before starting the final part of our walk. Initially, we'll continue walking up through this field before crossing a stream and heading up the pathway, before finally completing our walk along the road into Loddiswell.
Last one we're going to pass on the way back to Loddiswell.
The road part is reasonably steep at first, but fortunately doesn't last that long.
Violence. Volume 2.
Thank you.
Are we nearly there yet?
Yes.
I might.
Half a mile to go.
We come back.
Approaching Loddiswell, it's interesting to note that the village was mentioned in the Domesday Book in 1086, when the manor was valued at 100 shillings. The parish church was built in the 14th century and enlarged in the 15th century.
School.
Well, we've just about come to the end of what has been a very pleasant walk. I'm sure Mike will enjoy the video as much as I've enjoyed filming and making it.